These pupils take this ride almost every single day to school. Their head teacher Samuel Manyasa picks them every morning. Their feet are heavily infested with jiggers, making them unable to walk to school, which is hardly 1 kilometer away. Whenever their teacher fails to pick them, they are forced to miss school. In class, this little Agnes cannot concentrate. Her feet and virtually her whole body aches. This is a grade 3 class of about 30 children. Almost every learner is infested with jiggers, but Agnes is the most affected.
The jiggers have really worked on her. She can't even write because the fingers have been affected. The toes is an issue. And quite oftenly, she's always at home. So anytime I go to that class and she's not there, I'm just forced to go and pick her on my small bike.
Agnes has virtually been left on her own. No one in her family cares about her predicament.
I have a school of about 300 kids. And at least in every class, you can't miss to get at least 2 or 5 cases of jigger-infected pupils.
In the neighboring village in Kisa North, Robert Ndai is one very lonely man. Robert depends on well-wishers on his survival. His toes can easily fall off after jiggers took their toll on him. For every bite of food he makes, the jiggers all over his body are waiting to suck away the nutrients and leave him emaciated. His wife died, leaving him with one son, who is now serving a jail term for a robbery offense. His one-roomed house is the only possession he can boast of. He stares at an old campaign poster with a picture of the current Member of Parliament, whom Robert personally campaigned and voted for before being infested with jiggers. In Khwisero village, a group of jigger-infested residents have been rounded up by the chief to be educated on the importance of hygiene. Well-wishers from the Seeds of Love organization joined in to help in eradicating the menace. Latifa Acheng has been fighting jiggers in her community by treating jigger-infested victims. Her efforts are, however, a drop in the ocean.
Jiggers is climbing from the feet to the knees, to the private parts, to the hands.
She says the forum is key in educating residents of the importance of cleanliness and the danger posed by jiggers.
Almost the entire Khwisero sub-counties, we have 300 villages. Because you go in a village, like today we are in a village, 3 villages we got 75 people.
These are victims from one location, but more villagers are suffering in the silence of their houses.
The situation is a menace. People are really suffering out here. When people sit outside in the videos, in the pictures, you can't see what is going on. But when you come down to the village, you look at it in the wider picture, you see how humanity is suffering.
Public health officials in Khwisero sub-county say they are doing all they can to eradicate the problem.
The situation that's at hand currently, that is not that good. But because of the one I'll attribute it to the low socioeconomic status within the area, and also to gap in knowledge that which I'll call ignorance within community members, and also just neglect. So people don't take in interest in matters associated with sanitation.
Hii ni uchafu. Na ndio maana tunashirikiana na watu wa public health ya kwamba tuhakikishe kwa kila boma, kila pahali kuna usafi, ndio ufuza ziishe.
Victims of jigger infestation like this one may never have peace if the government does not put in place measures to eradicate the pests. And schools like Mulufu will continue to register poor examination results if the blood suckers are not sucked out of the school. A jigger menace in the villages, trouble in the classrooms. The worst affected are the children. Dennis Matara, K24 from Khwisero, Kakamega County.